Okay, we're back. I'm gonna talk to all the guards.
You! I need some help.
You're Madame Petra, isn't that right?
No, I'm Madonna.
Whoa!
Idiot. Of course I'm Madame Petra. What a disgusting dog.
Thank you, Mom.
What's his name?
Raptor.
How appropriate. More appropriate than rascal. The dog was quiet. I sensed he was contemplating his next meal. Me. I normally enjoyed petting dogs, but I drew the line at wolves. The man didn't look as though he had been employed for his charm. This place is a mess.
I'm sorry, Mom. I don't know you.
I am Madame Petra. Isn't it obvious?
Of course, Mom. I should have realized.
This guy looked like he had more authority than the others. Who are you? Come on. I haven't got all day.
Sergeant of Security, Mom.
I am Madame Petra. I have just arrived.
Of course, Mom. I have a security card for you. Here you are.
Thanks. This guy looked like he had more authority than the others. The guard looked like he knew what he was doing with his gun. I am Madame Petra.
Yes, ma'am. Pleased to meet you, ma'am.
Why is your dog behind that fence?
We need to keep him from the other dogs.
Why? Do they fight?
No, he's got worms.
I'm not surprised, given the food here. I had no reason to do that. I had no reason to do that. No way was I doing that. That wouldn't work here. Azure?
Yes, Mom.
I normally enjoyed petting dogs, but I drew the line at wolves. The windows were securely fastened. The room inside was being decorated. The trash can was a typical metal one. There was nothing in there I could use. A piece of string. Without thinking, I put it in my pocket. George was a bad influence. The trash can had nothing special about it. The trash can was a typical metal one. In the trash can was a half-eaten burger. Maybe I could feed it to George. It must have been weeks since he'd had one. I'd found a piece of foil. Now all I needed was an optic sensor to fool. This was the guard I tricked earlier. I hoped he didn't recognize me. Hello, Boris. I wonder if you could help me.
How did you know my name?
It's my job to know everything.
You look familiar.
I'm Madame Petra.
Sorry, Mom. I didn't realize.
Well, now you do. Anything to report?
No, Mom. Nothing.
No suspicious characters?
There was a tourist earlier, but I think she's gone.
Think?
She's gone, Mom. No doubt at all. Mom.
It was the security card that should have been given to Petra. Damn! The card didn't work.
Pardon me, Madame Petra, but you need to get the card validated.
Yes, yes, of course. Just checking security is watertight. I have some questions. The security door over there. Could anyone get through it?
No, Mom. It's the most secure there is. Oh, by the way, Mom, have you had a chance to see the security sergeant yet?
Yes, we've spoken.
Okay. Then you'll already have your pass card for the door.
That wasn't appropriate. It was the security card that should have been given to Petra. Just some delivery notes. Some were for food, others for washing powder. I would have hated to do the laundry for this lot. I had no reason to do that. I have some questions. That wasn't appropriate. The door was shut fast and wouldn't open. It was the security layout for some part of the building. I had no idea where. I didn't really want to go messing with things I didn't know about. There was a large group of computers all whirring loudly. I wasn't about to go switching off the computers. The computer was processing something, but what? I was risking my life here dressed as Petra. The last thing I wanted to do was break something and draw attention to myself. The woman was hunched over a computer terminal. She was really into her work and doing a fine job of ignoring me. Excuse me.
Please, ma'am, do not interrupt me. I cannot afford mistakes.
I need you to answer a few questions. What exactly is it that you are doing?
I'm sorry, ma'am. I have strict instructions to report only to Senor Cesaro until we have finished our preparations for the armillery.
Yes, of course. This card required validating. Could you do that for me?
Of course, ma'am. There you are. Now please excuse me, Madame Petra. I must get on with my work. Senor Cesaro will be very upset if I don't finish this.
After what I'd been through to get the card, I was desperate to see what lurked down below. It was an old prison cell. Damn! This must have been where Bruno was being held. I hoped I wasn't too late. The cell was locked and empty. Oh no! Someone was coming.
It was the window I'd climbed in through. The window was really high up. There was no way of getting back out through there. It was the laundry that I had landed in. The aromatic effect of over 400 cheesy feet was mind-blowing. I knew that stealing putrid socks wouldn't solve anything. Somebody in this castle had a serious washing powder fixation. My old Navy SEALs manual had a special section, assessing enemy strength, utilizing captured washing powder drums. Shame I couldn't remember the equation. I didn't need to take any of the washing powder. I couldn't hear any movement coming from behind the door. They sure knew how to build doors in Prague. Either they wanted to keep people out or socks in. The door was locked. This was beginning to feel more and more like a prison. There had to be some way of opening the door. Nope, that wouldn't work here. Now that wasn't quite right.
Oh, wait. Let's try that.
The washing machine slid sweetly onto the trolley. Well, here goes. Yes!
More crits. Ah.
Ah, it was no use. The door was shut tight. If only I had the key card to open it.
Take that, you!
Oh! Why you?
George?
Who?
It's me, Nico.
Jeez, I thought you were Petra.
Often sneak up on girls like that, do you?
Only blondes.
So it's true. They do have more fun.
Hang on to the wig and find out.
Trailer trash chic. Not really my style.
Ouch. So how come you're down here?
Did you notice the extra security? I'm guessing that Bruno must be close.
So what are we waiting for? Damn!
What are you doing?
Shh! Guards! They're guarding a door over there. That's got to be where Bruno is.
I could get past, but you would be shot if you tried. You need to find a way to fool them.
Hey, Nico.
Yes, George?
I have to admit, the blonde hair is a bit strange.
Oh, really? Nobody said anything.
That's because the outfit's so scary. They're all terrified of you. So, did you find Bruno?
No, I don't know where he could be. The guards in the entrance hall said that he had been moved to Cesaro's office, down here somewhere.
I can't get past the guard dressed like this.
I could pretend that you are my prisoner.
Too risky. Hey, Nico, can you do something with this lock? I don't have anything to open it.
Where would you be without me, George?
The locker had some guards' uniforms hanging inside. Looks like green is the new black for bad guys. Well, this should help me move around more easily. Nico, could you turn your back, please?
You are joking.
I know, it's these shorts. Not very flattering.
Oh, fine. Quickly, get it over and done with.
There, changed.
Oh, you look nice.
I bet you say that to all the guards. Just more guards' uniforms. Right. Here goes.
Madame Petra, I wasn't informed you were back.
As you can see, I am. And this is urgent.
I ought to check with the front desk.
You are holding me up. Now, unless you want your appendages rearranging, I suggest you open the door.
Of course, ma'am. My apologies.
That wasn't the right approach. I didn't have the code to open the door, and I didn't want to risk raising the alarm. There wasn't a reason to try that. That wasn't such a good idea. Hey, Nico.
Yes, George?
It was a large metal door with a numeric keypad to one side.
Nico, keep quiet and come and look at this.
It's Bruno.
I don't think there's anyone in there with him.
Can we risk it?
We've got to. Hey, Bruno.
Bruno, it's Nico.
And George.
Hey, fellas, nice of you to drop by.
Are you okay?
Oh, sure. I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, I'm in constant pain. I had more electricity through me than a small town in winter. But heck, now you're here, who gives a damn?
You're so brave.
Lady, I grew up in Eastern Europe. We did torture in kindergarten.
Have you told him anything?
Everything. But the one thing Cesaro wants,
And what's that?
who has got the key of Solomon?
But we don't know who's got it.
Exactly.
Well, it doesn't matter now. We're coming into...
That was the gatehouse. Petra has arrived at last.
I am so pleased for you.
Thank you. I find torture such a soulless task without an audience.
Oh, I know.
And she is so imaginative. Such a source of new ideas.
I appreciate that.
Yes, Bruno, I truly believe you will. And look on the bright side. When you tell us who has the key, even then we will not kill you. We need you too much. My dear girl.
Has he talked yet?
No, but I'm sure you will persuade him.
I'm going to enjoy it.
Now, Stobart and the girl. I hope you bring me good news.
I found them, but I'm afraid they got away. I'm sorry.
They have too much luck.
There is worse, Master. Let him in.
All right, boss.
Not this idiot.
Forgive me, sir, but there is something you must hear. Flap, tell Senor Suzaro what you told me in Paris.
What? About that nightclub and those girls?
No. About the safe.
Oh, yeah. Well, it wasn't, was it?
Wasn't what?
Wasn't safe?
Get on with it, Flap.
That Stobart girl. She came back to the theater. Took some documents.
What documents?
A picture of a castle in Prague.
This castle.
Very good. Give the man a cigar.
Flap!
Sorry, sir.
Wait, what is that?
You like it? It's my new scarf. That Stobart girl left it behind in Paris.
What is it?
You can go, Flap. Get out.
Thank you, sir.
Well, Bruno, it's your lucky day. Now I know who has the key. We do not need to put Petra to work on you.
No? Ha!
The emblem on the scarf. It is the crest of the St. Stephen chapter of the Knights Templar.
I thought they had disappeared centuries ago.
Clearly not. And I know exactly where to find them. That fool Flap had the answer all along, wrapped round his thick neck.
Collard must be working for them.
So, now we must change our plans. I shall go to Paris to retrieve the key. You take Ostwald to the artillery to prepare. Give the order that all personnel are to prepare to move out.
It's time, isn't it?
Yes, my dear. It is time.
The grill looked through to some kind of office. It could give access if the grill itself wasn't in the way. The grill was screwed tight to the wall. I wasn't going to be able to pull it off with my hands. Now that wasn't quite right. Hey, Nico.
Yes, George?
Nico looked just like Petra. You know, it's a tacky outfit, but you look okay in it.
Oh, thanks.
Some guys just know how to compliment a lady, I guess. It was a large metal door with a numeric keypad to one side. I didn't have the code to open the door, and I didn't want to risk raising the alarm.
I think I'm just supposed to leave. Okay.
The edge of the coin was just the right size to unfasten the screws. I couldn't get through the narrow gap.
George, when I first knew you, that would have been no problem.
Guess I must be carrying a little more muscle, huh?
Yeah, the fat kind.
Okay. Look, whatever I said about you in that wig, I apologize.
Apology accepted.
Phew.
Won't make you any thinner, though.
Hey, Nico.
Yes, George?
The grill was open, but the opening looked pretty small. There was no way my, muscular hips would go through. Nico?
Yes.
I don't like to ask, but
Would I climb through the grill and open the door from the inside?
amazing. You read my mind.
You're just so predictable, George. You owe me one.
That's okay. I'm not counting. Nico, look!
It's some kind of map of ley lines.
See the area in the middle?
It matches the diagram in Vernon's video.
It seems to have its focus somewhere in Egypt.
So do you think that's where they've taken Bruno?
Oh, I think so. The armillary must be in Egypt.
Well, it should be easy enough to find.
Sure. I mean, how big can a country be? It was an electronic map of the world. Ley lines were represented in red. They all merged at one point over Egypt. It was a map of some small country in Europe. I couldn't make out where, though. Maybe it was Cesaro's homeland. It was a map of some small country in Europe. I couldn't make out where, though. Maybe it was Cesaro's homeland. Cesaro certainly looked after his suits of armor. I suppose even bad guys have hobbies. Hey, Nico.
Yes, George?
Where do you think that secret passage leads to?
I have no idea. Could be a quick route for Cesaro to get out.
Well, it's our only exit now. Going back out through the castle would be madness. I would never be able to fit into that armor. In any case, what good would it do me if I could? It looked like a very old map. Somewhere in England, I think. It was a large shield with weapons mounted on the wall. The shield bore a crest I didn't recognize. I imagined myself taking them with me, but then I thought better of it. Books on Egypt and Egyptian culture. It would take months to trawl through this and decipher it all. Cesaro's desk was straight out of the Megalomaniac catalog. Aha! Look at this.
What is it?
Secret button hidden under the edge of the desk. Maybe it opens the door. The desk had a button concealed under the edge of the top surface. Cesaro and Petra had left through some kind of passage behind that panel. I couldn't hear anything through the panel. The panel was made of wood. I couldn't see any way of opening it. But the release mechanism had to be somewhere in the room. If the world ends when I press this, then I'm sorry for all the nasty things I've ever said about you.
George, just get on with it.
Okay, sorry.
Well done, George.
Let's go and rescue Bruno.
Out of interest, what nasty things?
Oh, you know, the usual.
The usual? Go on.
The button opened a panel concealing a secret passage. The panel was already open. Hey, Nico.
Yes, George? Andre, what are you doing here?
I thought I'd keep Beatrice company.
Andre took me to the cinema.
What did you see, Nosferatu?
George,
Andre, we need your help.
Of course.
what do you want him to do?
That symbol on the scarf?
Yes?
Cesaro recognized it instantly.
It's the coat of arms of the St. Stephen chapter of the Templars.
My God.
What?
I always thought it was just a story.
Look, Andre, tell us what you know.
Tell us, chérie.
The St. Stephen chapter was reputed to have escaped the Inquisition by hiding in secret chambers, somewhere in Paris. No one knew where, though previously they had their base near the old church at Montfaucon.
Maybe I can find a clue in the old Templar meeting place.
What do you mean?
The Templars used to meet in secret in the catacombs there.
Of course.
There's more.
Go on.
It involves the founding of the chapter.
We don't have time for tales, Andre.
Listen, Nico, if there's one thing I've come to realize, it's that you can't have too much information. Carry on, Andre.
Thank you, Georges. When the Templars were in possession of the Temple Mount in Israel, they discovered a holy relic. A young knight, Stefan, was given the task of transporting it secretly to France. He traveled north through Galilee and then headed to the coast where he boarded a ship destined for the river Po. Making his way up the Po Valley, Stefan avoided known dangers to the west by heading north to the Rheingau. Pursued into France by the forces of a treasure-hunting prince, he was forced to make a stand in the mountains of Reims. Though able to dispose of his foes, he was fatally wounded. Bravely, he continued to his destination, the Bérentoire Preceptory, handed the relic to the master of the chapter, then died. The order changed its name to Saint-Stéphane, in honor of the brave knight, and relocated to Paris.
It's like a fairy tale. Good grief.
I'm going to head for Montfaucon to look for clues. Nico?
You go without me, George. Andre and I will see if we can work out the exact location in Egypt.
Right. Well, I'll see you soon then.
Off you go, Georges.
I was back in Montfaucon Square after all these years. Beneath the cobbles lay a hidden world of ancient waterways and catacombs, some of it built by the Knights Templar as a meeting place and sanctuary. Once again, I was going to have to go down there to discover the truth. On the boarded-up door was a notice. Due to local seismic events and out of concern for the safety of our patrons, we will be closed for the foreseeable future. On the boarded-up door was a notice. Due to local seismic events and out of concern for the safety of our patrons, We will be closed for the foreseeable future. I didn't want the notice, and I didn't want to break into the cafe. On the boarded-up door was a notice. Due to local seismic events and out of concern for the safety of our patrons, we will be closed for the foreseeable future.
Oh no, I should do this. That old lady, what's she doing here?
It was a clean, well-maintained pissoir.
Now wash your hands.
A little old lady was sitting by the urinal, or pissoir, as the French call them. I guessed she was some kind of concierge. Hi, how are you?
Alive, thank God.
I know the feeling. Nice view of Montfaucon Square you've got here.
What's the point of a view when life's not worth a sou?
Hey, you're not one of those crazy hip-happening street poets, are you?
Don't be ridiculous, monsieur. I look after a pissoir.
So what do?
I'm a brain surgeon. What do you think?
I think you look after this pissoir.
Zut alors! No flies on you, monsieur.
As long as I don't go in there.
And just what is that supposed to mean? Huh?
Whoa, my mistake. I backed off. It's a well-known fact that toilet attendants account for the majority of homicides in France. Must be the bleach blocks. You take pride in your work?
This pissoir is the cleanest and most hygienic in all France.
That must take a lot of dedication.
Yes, sir. In this job, the harder you work, the more other people just pass water upon your efforts.
I know the feeling. It's all very well having urinals here if I want to... But if a guy wants to, you know...
You shall have to use facilities elsewhere, monsieur. As you can see, the toilets were damaged in the earth tremor.
No, I wasn't leaving here until I had something to show for it. No, I wasn't leaving here until I had something to show for it. The mustache, the attitude, the ass hanging out of the pants. It was the same guy I'd met years ago at the bombed-out cafe. Of course, back then I was still in Fighting Evil Conspiracies Junior League. Hi, how you doing?
Ça va? As long as we don't have another earthquake.
Well, you should be safe here, by the old church.
You're joking. Look at it.
But it's medieval.
Medieval? Shoddy, you mean? Should be torn down and replaced with something modern.
Really?
Something nice in concrete and steel. Built to be earthquake-proof.
You think there's gonna be more quakes?
Of course. And look at all that rubble. The thing's a death trap. Wait a minute. You seem very familiar to me, monsieur.
Me? Oh, I doubt it.
But of course. You're the guy who gave me that racing tip.
Oh, right, so I am.
That horse made a fortune for me. Turned my whole life around.
Guess I'm just a natural.
It's a gift, monsieur, a gift.
But how come you're still digging up roads?
I've got my own company now, monsieur. And they drill. See? Not a pig. If you have any more tips like that one...
You'll be the first to know. What exactly are you doing here?
These damned earthquakes are screwing everything up. There's plenty of stuff underground that needs fixing after that last shock.
So you're digging a hole for the utilities guys to get to the damage?
That's it. And the sooner we're out of here, the happier I'll be.
You said we. I don't see anybody else working.
My workmate, Alphonse, is snoring up a storm in the cab of my truck.
Why isn't he helping you?
Medical exemption. He's got a piece of paper from his doctor saying he is clinically seismophobic.
He's afraid of earthquakes?
Just so, monsieur.
And you believe it?
You can't argue with a piece of paper, can you?
So, how did you end up with this Alphonse guy?
Positive discrimination. We have to take on a set number of cowardly idiots every year.
The guy was sleeping like a baby. Hey, you! I'd seen dead people with more life in them than this guy. Hey, you! It was the compressor that powered the pneumatic drill.
Hey, Alphonse, what do you think you're doing, idiot?
What do you mean?
You cut off the compressor.
No, what do you mean calling me an idiot? This is no way to treat family.
What are you talking
No,
about?
I wasn't leaving here until I had something to show for it.
Well, you would be ashamed.
I'm only ashamed I hired you, you permit.
You take that back.
You're right. It is an insult to vegetables.
I ought to knock your block off.
Then why don't you try?
Because you'd kill me.
Ah, not a complete idiot then.
Let me see. Really?
One of these days, I was going to see this fountain working. Not today, though. There wasn't a whole bunch I could do with the fountain except admire it.
Hey!
What? Who, me?
What do you think you're doing up there?
Admiring the view. I can see right into your pissoir from here.
Pervert! Get down from there before I call the police.
Okay, I'm coming. Hi again. Have you met that road worker over there?
Ah, that dog comes over here willy-nilly taking advantage of my facilities.
Isn't that what your facilities are for?
Yes, sir. But not with such enjoyment.
What do you mean, enjoyment?
He whistles, he sighs, he spits, and he jiggles.
Jiggles, huh?
Jiggles. He has no shame.
That's a problem.
It's a national disgrace.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, it's a urinal, not a cathedral.
Ah, men, you are all the the same. And when you are not jiggling, you are watching football. God!
This wasn't gonna be easy. The lady clearly needed years of Jungian analysis, and I didn't have time to wait. Any good gutters around here?
A gutter?
Yeah, a common roadside gutter. I need the whiz, lady.
A whiz? What is this whiz, monsieur? Mon Dieu! You mean you wish to... in a gutter? But monsieur, you have already used the facilities.
Don't remind me. It's just that when nature calls, there's sometimes a bit of an echo. You know what I mean?
Why in the name of all that is hygienic do you want to use a gutter? When there is a perfectly clean pissoir here.
That might pass for clean in the old world, lady. But I'd rather whiz in a gutter any day.
This is an outrage. I shall investigate.
You do that. A length of rope hung from the scaffolding. You never know when you might need a length of rope.
Hey, you up there!
Oh, hi there!
I will not have some peeping Toms spying on my customers while they do their business.
Hey, I'm not spying on anybody.
Want to explain that to the police?
No, not really. Coming down. Ah, the Montfaucon manhole. Happy memories.
Done it again, you half-wit.
I'm not a half-wit!
I was rounding up.
What am I supposed to have done anyway?
You turned the compressor off again.
I haven't done anything!
You never do anything. Turn it off again, and you'll know what real trouble is.
Is that a threat?
Yes. What of it?
Nothing. I'm just getting good at spotting them, that's all.
I couldn't lift a big iron cover like that with my bare hands. Ah, the Montfaucon manhole. Happy memories. There was no anchor point to tie the rope to. In the open tool bag, I could see a sewer key. Hi again. I was just wondering, that sewer key you have there.
No.
I haven't even asked yet.
You were going to. You got a thing about sewers, haven't you?
Well, yeah, maybe, but...
My old sewer key went missing after our last meeting.
Hey, don't forget, I gave you that winning horse.
True. So, get me another winner, and I'll let you make free with my toolbox.
Some hope. I'd have to think of another way of getting it. While the workman was looking the other way, I borrowed his sewer key. Funny, every time I get involved in saving the world, I turn into a kleptomaniac.
Look, Alphonse, I am tired of arguing with you. Just be sure it doesn't happen again.
It was the workman's tool bag. I didn't want anything else from it. With only the faintest shudder of déjà vu, I prepared once again to get intimate with the Parisian sewers. Come on, you piece of... I couldn't understand it. I'd once lifted this very manhole easily. Perhaps I'd let myself go.
Hey, monsieur, that's not my sewer key by any chance.
No! What do you take me for?
You just happen to carry one around with you.
Of course. Doesn't everybody?
Sure. Anyway, you're wasting your time. That cover was welded down years ago, during the Sieur Jacques panic.
Great. If I wanted to shift that cover, it'd take something a whole bunch stronger than me. Hi again. Hi again. I left it alone. There's only so much fun you can have with a compressor. I didn't want anything else from the bag. Welded shut. How distrustful can you get? I couldn't lift a big iron cover like that with my bare hands. Especially not if it was welded shut. I didn't have the horsepower to lift that cover, but I knew something that did.
Hey! What are you doing?
Just setting something up. You'll love this.
You've anchored the van.
Let me ask you a hypothetical question. Your driver
Alphonse? Damn his cowardly liver.
is scared of earthquakes, right? What would he do if there was an earthquake right now?
He'd slam the truck into gear and get out of here like... Oh.
That's right. With a manhole following him home.
He would never live it down.
Is that a bad thing?
No. That's what sells your crazy scheme to me.
Hi again. Let me ask you a hypothetical question. Your driver
Alphonse? Damn his cowardly liver.
is scared of earthquakes, right? What would he do if there was an earthquake right now?
He'd slam the truck into gear and get out of here like... Oh.
That's right. With a manhole following him home.
He would never live it down.
Is that a bad thing?
No. That's what sells your crazy scheme to me.
Earthquake! Earthquake!
Magnifique! I don't know what I'll tell the insurance people, monsieur, but it was worth it.
Sprinkling sunshine into people's lives. I guess that was what I lived for. But right now, the sewer beckoned. My gateway to the subterranean world of Paris lay waiting. This archway had been bricked up, and not that long ago either. No mystery there. I was the one who wrecked the original in the first place. The wall was well built and very, very solid. There was a faint inscription, but the decaying plaster made it almost impossible to read. I could make out some medieval French and some Latin, but not enough to squeeze out any meaning. I left the ancient archway alone. The inscriptions in the arches probably once told the truth about the extermination of the Templars. Like a lot of truths, time had blurred it. There was nothing I could do with the ancient archway that wouldn't have upset archaeologists. A big, spooky skull stared out at me. The mouth looked out of proportion. I didn't like the idea of putting my hand in the skull's mouth. But hey, what the heck? I was only risking mutilation. No blade took my hand off at the wrist, and no spider bit me, for which I was very grateful. But there was nothing in there to help me either. The skull's mouth had the same shape as the stone cylinder. Aha! I could write a book on secret doors. I really could. Another day, another secret door. Oh my God! Something truly nasty had happened here. A trail of blood led round the corner. There was a large pool of blood on the floor. We weren't talking chickens here. A trail of blood led away. Either someone had crawled away or been dragged. I wasn't going to dip my fingers in this stuff. It was still fresh. I thought about it, but decided not to do it. The door was ajar. I could hear voices. There were a couple of Cesaro's men, and they had brought a dog.
You hear something?
Nah.
How much longer we gotta be here?
Like the boss says, till it's all over.
Or till that yank turns up and we kill him?
Yeah. And no guesses which one I prefer.
Me too. I hate that guy.
Well, now let's be accurate, eh? You hate everyone.
True. True.
I couldn't risk attracting their attention. Cesaro and his men must have come through that way. They must have blocked it off behind them so no one else could get out that way. I wasn't going to get through there in a hurry. The bars were several inches thick. Nope, that wouldn't work here. I'd arrived too late. Cesaro and his men had shown no mercy for these poor souls. How could anyone do this? It was one of the Templars. He'd been badly beaten. Cesaro's men had shown no mercy. I didn't want to, but I had to search the body. The only thing on him was an old, rusty key. It was a very expensive coffee machine. Cesaro's men had smashed it up pretty good. I guess they didn't like coffee. It was too beaten up to work. My heart was racing enough already. I didn't need coffee. I decided not to operate it. The noise might alert any nearby guards. The microwave's oven control panel was smashed, but the 10-second button was still intact. Only useful if you needed to cook something for less than a minute, of course. The sink was full of dirty, used mugs. The attack had obviously been sudden and unexpected. It was one of the Templars. He'd been badly beaten. I just wanted to leave him in peace. A fire had been burning. It was still smoldering. The attack must have happened within the last few hours. Cesaro's men had shown no mercy. One of Cesaro's men was guarding the kitchen. I couldn't get through while he was there. I was gonna have to find a way to distract him. The microwave suddenly sprang into life. It was going to make a noise. I had to hide. Fast.
What?
The microwave suddenly sprang into life. It was going to make a noise. I had to hide. Fast.
It took too long. I don't know. I think I know. I have to lock the door.
The microwave suddenly sprang into life. It was going to make a noise. I had to hide. Fast. The microwave suddenly sprang into life. It was going to make a noise. I had to hide, fast. Mission accomplished. The guy was now trapped in the room. I locked the door for a reason. I needed that guard to stay in there. If I'd let him out, he'd have killed me for sure. I could hear the guy muttering to himself. He sure didn't sound happy. The large door was keeping the guard in the room. He was a pretty useless guard. The guard had sat down to a hearty meal. Beans, egg, some chicken. How could anyone sit down to eat a meal surrounded by this carnage? It looked like an old map of Europe. Had to be 500 years old. Some cast iron pots with broth simmering in them. Sweet smells wafted over. On the shelves were a mixture of canned foods and game. Pheasant and beans, a Stobart family favorite. Game, hung ready for skinning and cooking. The Templars lived well. Rabbit, pheasant. That was strange. The blood trail led to the wine rack, but then completely disappeared. No pool of blood, no body, no nothing.
This is the secret door.
It was a bottle of French champagne, Montagne de Reims. It was a bottle of French champagne, Montagne de Reims. It was a bottle of French wine, Chateau Barentois. It was a bottle of Israeli wine, Carmel Sauvignon Blanc. It was a bottle of Italian wine, Modena Lambrusco. It was a bottle of German wine, Wiesbaden. Damn, that's not right. It was a bottle of Italian wine, Modena Lambrusco. It was a bottle of German wine, Wiesbaden. It was a bottle of French wine, Chateau Barentois. It was a bottle of Israeli wine, Carmel Sauvignon Blanc. It was a bottle of French champagne, Montagne de Reims. It was a bottle of German wine, Wiesbaden. It was a bottle of Italian wine, Modena Lambrusco. It was a bottle of French wine, Chateau Barentois.
No, 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 no.
Damn, that's not right.
Oh, look at it. I know the green one's wrong.
Damn, that's not right. It was a bottle of Israeli wine, Carmel Sauvignon Blanc. It was a bottle of Italian wine, Modena Lambrusco. It was a bottle of French champagne, Montagne de Reims.
Okay.
Hey, presto! To my delight, the wine rack moved to reveal a secret passage. The blood trail continued.
We knew you would come.
Hey, you're the guy who mugged me outside the theater.
We had to have the key of Solomon. Now listen to me. Cesaro is more powerful than we thought. There isn't much time. You must find the others. Protect the key.
Where is it?
Look for the statue. It hides the...
Hides what? I wasn't gonna get any more from the guy. It was the body of the guy who'd taken the key from me outside the theater. He'd tried to tell me something about a statue. I couldn't find any clues. Whatever he was trying to protect, it was clearly worth laying his life down for. The broken clock had stopped at 3:42. Cesaro's men must have been here for at least an hour. They must have been desperate. Hardly anything had been left untouched. The clock was smashed so badly it was beyond repair. They'd looked everywhere for the key. I hope they found it. It was a large, illuminated Bible. Each handwritten page must have taken days. If Grandpa Stobart could see me now, he'd sure be proud. Closest I've been to a Bible in years. Guess I just preferred thrillers. I like this version, though. Had some pretty pictures in it. If Grandpa Stobart could see me now, he'd sure be proud. Closest I've been to a Bible in years.
What?
It was a large, illuminated Bible. If Grandpa Stobart could see me now, he'd sure be proud. Closest I've been to a Bible in years. Grandpa Stobart could see me now, he'd sure be proud. Closest I've been to a Bible in years. It was a large, illuminated Bible. Grandpa Stobart could see me now, he'd sure be proud. Closest I've been to a Bible in years. It was a large, illuminated Bible. The clock was large, beautiful, and useless. It didn't work. The key to adjust time had been left on the clock face. It was a medieval tapestry depicting a knight on his horse. It reminded me of a manuscript I once found. A finely carved statue of a knight of the Templar Order. Not very flattering. It was a large statue of a man. Maybe this was the statue the Templar had been trying to tell me about. Below the statue, on the plinth, was a brass plaque. The plaque indicated that the statue was of Saint Stephen. Below his name was a quote, "Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand." Revelation. Now, when I was a boy, Grandpa Stobart, or to give him his full title, the Very Reverend Archie Stobart, had insisted I went to Bible class. So Revelation was no revelation to me. It was a statue of a Templar knight. The statue was old, very old. The key to adjust the time had been left on the clock face. I set the clock to 3:42, the time I'd seen on the smashed clock. Nothing happened. I entered the time that corresponded to the date this place was dedicated to St. Stephen. It was around 1247. That didn't work. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. Revelation. The plaque was set into the plinth. It couldn't be removed from its recess. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. Revelation. The Bible was just what I needed. I had a Bible reference. I decided to look it up. The Bible was just what I needed. I had a Bible reference. I decided to look it up. I flicked through the good book looking for the right chapter. Aha! Revelations.
Now, where is it? Got it.
Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. Chapter 1, verse 3. 103. I entered the time suggested by the verse from the Bible, chapter 1, verse 3. Nothing. I was running out of ideas. Then a sound caught my attention. Sliding statues, ancient mechanisms. You didn't get this kind of thing back in Idaho. Behind the statue, a flight of stairs was going up. Well, here goes.
Seize him!
Whoa! Let him go. Come in, Monsieur Stobbart. We've been expecting you.
Who are you?
I am the preceptor of the temple.
The chapter of Saint Stephen?
Very good. Your deductions brought you here, as we knew they would.
My deductions also tell me you've got the key of Solomon.
We did have it, briefly, but alas, it has been taken again.
Cesaro.
He attacked swiftly and with overwhelming force. My men fought bravely, but it was not enough. A few of us retreated here to hide. A few miserable survivors.
Why is the key so important?
You know of the armillary?
Some?
Cesaro has set the armillary in motion. He will use the key to release the dragon energy in an enormous burst, which he will then harness to fulfill his own desires.
So where's the armillary? Surely all we have to do is go there and turn the damn thing off.
The whereabouts of the armillary have been long forgotten. 3 ancient stones hold the secret to its location.
Don't tell me. You lost them too?
We have 1 stone.
Show me. Bingo. I do believe we've got the other 2.
It is said that the 3 stones are linked. With the stones there is a chance.
What can I do to help?
We will send our best knight, chivalrous, tenacious, and unswerving in his determination to fight evil.
Well, whoever this guy is, he's gonna need a hand.
That is for him to decide.
Hi, guys.
George, are you okay?
Just about. I went down below Montfaucon. They led me to a secret Templar base. And Andre, you were right. The Templars did survive.
Of course.
The original St. Stephen chapter.
But they must have been hundreds of years old.
My little chickpea, it doesn't mean the people themselves were original.
Oh,
Trouble is, Cesaro beat me to it. He's got the Key of Solomon. He's probably already on his way to the armillary.
did you find its location?
No. If the Templars ever knew it, it's long been forgotten. They did give me another of the alphabet stones, though.
Another clue.
Not only that, they, knighted me.
What?
Knighted, as in, made me a knight.
Extraordinary.
That's how it felt.
Did they do it with a sword?
Yep, whole shebang. Arise, Sir George. What do you think, Nico?
I'm speechless.
I guess if you and me were married, that'd make you a lady.
Very funny. So what should we call you? Your Highness?
My liege?
Oh, shucks, let's not be formal. Lord Stobart of Idaho will do for now. The alphabet stone had a size symbol on its surface. I'd forgotten just how beautiful Nico was. The computer had been fixed. I had no reason to use the computer at the moment. Do you have any fresh ideas?
I'm as stumped as you are, George.
Have you noticed how Andre has changed lately? He's almost charming.
Beatrice has addled his mind.
You don't like Beatrice much, do you?
She's a silly, over-made-up, underdressed little girl.
Ouch.
I just think Andre could do better for himself. That's all.
What?
It's so frustrating. We know the armillery's somewhere in Egypt.
So maybe we should look at a map of Egypt.
And you just happen to have one handy, I suppose.
Well, while you were out getting knighted, we found a DVD filled with satellite maps.
Cool.
Here it is.
So let's take a look at Egypt.
We thought satellite maps would more closely represent the Egypt of thousands of years ago.
There aren't any ley line maps by any chance.
This is scientific fact, Georges.
Looks like it needs bringing up to date.
You can't deny the evidence, Andre.
Just when you think you understand the way the world works.
I'm always finding the same thing about women.
Hey,
Sorry, where were we?
look! There's Northern Africa.
Nico, look there. The size symbol looks like the Nile Delta.
You're right, George. Let's have a closer look at that section.
Nico, there's another match.
The omega symbol is just like that bend in the river.
Let's have a closer look.
I'm a bit stumped this time, George.
Could be a dead end.
No. Look at the arrangement of those ruins.
They seem to be arranged in a cross, but not quite.
They're like the points on the Alpha Stone.
I wonder what they meant.
That can't be right. One of them is missing.
Exactly. The missing point is the location we're looking for.
So, we just read the map reference?
And we have the location of the artillery.
Well done, Charles.
Thanks, Andre. Come on, Nico. We have to stop Cesaro.
One of us should be patrolling, you know.
Yeah, you're right. Off you go then.
Oh, thanks.
No, I mean, I'd love to help, but, well, strong sunlight makes me blotchy.
Well, use your sunblock then.
Well, that makes me blotchy too.
You're pathetic. How did you ever get to be a henchman?
This is the place, all right. So, what's the plan?
I thought it was your turn to think of one.
I'm sure it was yours.
I guess we'll just have to do what we always do.
Wing it?
I prefer the word improvise. That doesn't look like a proper entrance. Cesaro has tunneled his way into the temple.
Guarded, too. Direct approach is out. Again.
We should scout out the rest of the area.
Great idea! Did you bring the cloak of invisibility?
Damn! I left it in the bag of forgetfulness.
Nico!
Hey, did you hear something?
No?
I could have sworn. You best go look.
Oh, me? Why me? You're the one with the overactive imagination.
Out of the two of us, who's scarier?
Ah, but I also get sunburn, remember?
Okay, I'll do it.
Oh, great. Now the guard's patrolling. Out that way was a whole bunch of desert and not a lot else.
That was fun.
Wasn't it? By the way, the guards asked me to thank you for waking him up.
Oh, that? It was nothing.
Hey, Nico? If Cesaro gets all that power, what do you think he'll be able to do?
I don't know. I don't want him to get the chance to find out either.
I wonder if we'll run into Petra, too.
There's an expression on your face when you say that which I really don't like.
Well, she is kind of...
Think very carefully before you finish that sentence.
A psychotic, scheming killer.
Good. Just remember that.
Nico and I have been through a lot together. It was an exposed area of stonework where you could see the blocks beneath.
George, what's that?
Where?
There, inscribed on that stone.
She was right. Carvings were just visible on one of the stones. See the symbols? Look.
The Nile Delta, the Alpha, and the Omega.
We're on the right trail. I couldn't work any of the blocks loose with my bare hands. I was sort of expecting to excavate my way in.
George, look!
The last thing I expected was that the blocks were really a door. This was the endgame. As we entered the tunnel, I wondered what was waiting for us.
Tell me that wasn't the entrance ceiling behind us.
But Nico, it was.
Just tell me.
Hey, lucky that wasn't the entrance ceiling behind us, or we could be entombed here for eternity.
Thanks, George. By the way, have you got the torch?
The flashlight? No, I thought you had it.
No, we swapped on the plane.
But then we swapped again in the truck.
Ah, but we swapped again on the walk.
Nico?
You're right. Let's just feel our way around.
Hey, what's this? Feels nice.
George.
Right, sorry.
Mon Dieu. Look at all these guys.
Must have been some party.
Seems to be an easy place to die in.
I wouldn't worry. Well, not yet, anyway. Give it another 5 minutes.
How are we going to get out?
We'll be okay. Hey, did I ever tell you about that one time in Syria?
At length. Sometimes with diagrams.
Yow! Where did he come from?
I am Anubis, guardian of the temple.
Anubis? But he was the god who guarded the underworld.
Look at the decor. Says underworld to me.
If you come to this place, then you seek power.
Some kind of ancient hologram.
But power may be bestowed only on those with the authority to use it. And the wisdom to bear its burden. You must pass 2 tests to prove that you are ready. In this chamber, you shall prove your authority to go onwards.
And if we can't?
It's a recording, George.
Yeah, I know. Just trying to get a dialogue going here.
I think you scared him off.
Strange how he spoke in English.
English. He spoke in perfect French.
Hey, Nico. Another day, another ancient temple complex. Hey, Nico?
Please don't start with your tales of daring do around the world, George. I am really not in the mood.
Hey, Nico? What twists somebody up into a psycho like Petra?
Who cares?
You think maybe with psychiatric help, maybe...
She's a fully functional killer, and she loves it. You didn't see her luggage. She carries tools to dismantle people.
Well, that doesn't mean she's a bad person.
Yes, it does. Now shut up about her.
It was beautifully made. Massive, but beautifully made. The door was massive and sealed. It would have taken explosives to get through. Plenty of explosives. I inserted the stone with the Nile Delta marking. Yep, that goes there, sure enough. I inserted the stone with the Omega marking. Yep, that's where it belongs, all right. I inserted the fishy Alpha stone. It went home with a satisfying click. Hey, Nico, we're on a roll.
Just as well we had the symbols of authority. The temple priests must have carried them back when the early pharaohs used this place.
No wonder people thought they were gods. That test had been almost too easy. I hated to think what might follow. We found ourselves in another chamber. It looked like one of those puzzles psychologists spring on kids. Except bigger. Fancy a game? You start. Ow! I wish you wouldn't do that.
You have shown that you have the authority to reach this point. Now you must show that you have the wisdom to progress further.
We're screwed then.
Listen.
Attend to my tale of Horus, the lawkeeper. Once, Horus walked in the land of men. By the banks of the Nile, he discovered a guardian of the watch with a murderer in his custody. A frightened witness was a crime, and the dead man's brother who was pressing the charge. The guardian wished to take the criminal, the witness, and the victim's brother to the tribunal building that stood on the far bank. There is no ferryman here, the guardian told Horus. How may I take this man to meet justice? Horus replied, I shall carry you across. Yet there are 3 of them, mighty Horus, said the guardian. The dead man's brother is full of wrath, and will surely strike down the accused if they are left together. And if the malefactor is even once left alone with the witness, he will surely put fear into the witness, and a trial will found him. Thus, putting his faith in the wisdom of Horus, the guardian took his leave. So Horus considered for a time. Then he carried his 3 charges across the river, back and forth, and in 7 degrees carried them all across. So that the murderer and the witness were never once left together out of the presence of Horus. Nor yet were the brother and the murderer left together out of the presence of Horus. And the witness gave his evidence without fear or corruption, and justice was served. Thus, mark the wisdom of Horus. Your trial is to echo that wisdom. My tale is laid out, ready to be retold, degree by degree. Fail, and you will progress no further. But mark me, deceit, improbity, or malfeasance are prohibited.
What did he say?
The guy's clearly a lawyer. It means no cheating.
They will be punishable by death.
Or a judge.
And his associates shall be ejected from this place. Never again to be granted entrance.
Hey, Nico? I gotta admit, I'm worried.
George, that's not like you.
What if we're too late? What if Cesaro is too far ahead of us to stop?
We don't know that. And we don't give up.
Who said anything about giving up? I just wonder how difficult he's gonna be to take down when we catch up with him. Nico?
Yes?
Have you ever considered going blonde?
George!
Okay, forget I said it. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing.
Okay, here it is again. It's a logic puzzle, George. You just have to get all 3 figures on the tribunal side of the river. But you can't ever leave the brother and the suspect together while Horace is elsewhere. Same with leaving the suspect and the witness together. Horace can only carry one at a time, and he has to do it all in 7 trips. Got it?
I need a piece of paper.
No! Look, George! You've left the victim's brother with the suspect! He'll throttle him!
Okay, I get it.
Put the killer on Horace, please.
The first crossing of the river. The second crossing of the river.
Put the brother on Horace, please.
The third crossing of the river.
Put the killer on Horace, please.
The fourth crossing of the river.
Horace, please take the witness.
The fifth crossing of the river. The sixth crossing of the river.
Put the killer on Horace, please.
You've done it, George.
Well, obviously.
There's a glow up ahead. This could be it.
What if we don't succeed?
Come on, George. It's only the future of the planet.
Yeah, that's right. No big deal.
This is taking too long, Oswald.
You want it quick or you want it right?
Both.
There. Just one final turn.
What are you waiting for?
I'm scared. That is why I am waiting.
Turn it.
There can be no going back.
Turn it, Ostwald.
In just 24 hours, the dragon energy will burst through.
And I shall have it. Do it now. The cavalry are tiresome. Black, kill them.
Okay, boss.
Ouch, that hurt. Nico. How about that?
He was a frail old man, George.
Yeah, but he had a big stick. It's good to see you, Bruno.
I like your timing.
That was Nico. She takes days to pack.
How did you find me?
The St. Stephen chapter. Or what was left of him.
They had the third stone, yes?
Right. So this is what it's all been about, huh?
It is most remarkable piece of engineering.
Where's the sharp end?
There is no sharp end. Both ends are very blunt.
No, I mean, where does the energy come out?
Not here. The pulse can come anywhere in the world, on the dragon lights.
I get it. And this thing tells you where?
Precisely.
So is it safe? Now?
Oh, yes. Left alone, it will just power down.
For another 12,000 years?
Oh, I think forever. We must make sure another Cesaro doesn't come along.
What now, George?
How about taking that trip to New York we always promised ourselves?
No, I meant, what do we do with Cesaro?
Him? Oh, hand him over to the cops, I guess.
We've still got to find Petra.
Get away from there.
Problem solved, I believe.
Hey, George, it's your favorite blonde.
Shut up.
My dear, what kept you?
I had some loose ends to tie up.
Never mind. You are here. Astral, start.
What should I do now?
What do you mean? Kill them, of course.
I wasn't talking to you.
What?
She was talking to me, Cesaro.
No.
Cannot be.
The Grand Master.
Hey, didn't we drop a church on you?
So many familiar faces. I'm quite touched.
Petra, explain. I thought you were loyal.
Not to you.
Never trust a woman in a wig, Cesaro.
It was Petra who found me trapped in the rubble. Petra who nursed me back from the edge of death.
So, you were a spy all along.
With friends like that, who needs enemies?
Your plan shows an ingenuity that impresses even me.
And now you will steal my work, just as it reaches fruition?
You stole my organization. It seems only fair.
I will not return obediently to your side.
I did not expect it. You were never one of the sheep, Cesaro. You are always the wolf.
I'm flattered.
Don't be. It means I cannot use you.
Holy crap.
Now, if you will forgive me, I have to go.
Shame. But hey, you're in the neighborhood, drop by.
Petra, make the final adjustment, please.
I spoke too soon, George.
The day of days.
Well, what's to stop us just turning the thing off again?
Be my guest. It has done its well. The pulse will come, and nothing can stop it now.
What will you do with us?
Oh, I'm a reasonable man. I'll give you all the same chance George and Nico gave me when we last met.
If anybody tries to follow us, I'll kill them in a heartbeat.
What did he mean? The same chance we gave him. We didn't give him any chance at all.
Exactly. Hey, Nico. I can't believe the Grandmaster's not dead. What do we have to do to that guy to make him take a hint?
Bruno, you know him better than us.
Do not be reminding me.
Does he have any weaknesses?
He is a cold, methodical planner, which makes his rages all the more dangerous. He is vain, But he knows it and guards against vanity being his downfall.
Weaknesses, Bruno. We're looking for weaknesses.
He has none. Malevolent, ruthless, capable of profound evil.
He sounds like a CEO.
He used to be one.
Nico, I've kind of gone off Petra. Seeing her cozying up to the Grand Master like that was just creepy.
Glad you've seen the light, George.
Hey, Bruno! Bruno, assuming we get out of here.
We must.
How are we supposed to stop the Grand Master?
I am no hero, George. You must find your own strategy.
What do you make of all this weird science?
Far in advance of anything we have.
Strange that the Grand Master destroyed it. It must be worth billions.
I think when he has the dragon power, he will have no need of money.
Suzara?
He's dead.
Suzara?
He's dead.
Flat, he was out for the count. Flat, he was out for the count. I wasn't leaving the Key of Solomon for anyone else to use. Get down! Bob, get down! Take cover!
Are you all right, George?
Not sure. Are we dead yet?
He is abandoned, barbarian.
Is there any way out of here?
Oh, my head. Let's have a look around.
Where is Flap?
Under the rubble, I guess.
We don't have time to find out. We have to get after the Grand Master right now.
I guess you're right. I'll try and find a way out.
You do that. And George,
Yeah?
if you see anything that looks like a bomb, stay away from it this time, okay?
Gee, I'll try.
Oh no. I can already see the crates here. Taking a short break.